Your past is still traveling through space. Where does time go, and does the past disappear? Time is not as silent as it pretends to be. It breathes between the ticking of clocks, between the pauses of conversations, between the pages of books that were closed long ago. Tonight, as you lie down, ready to surrender to sleep, I will invite you into a journey where time is not an enemy, nor a prison, but a river that carries pieces of you further than you ever imagined. Imagine this. Every moment you lived, every word you spoke, every heartbeat you felt, it still exists, still traveling through space, like light that refuses to vanish even after the source is gone. If the stars we see are only the echoes of what once burned, then perhaps your laughter at age 7, your first heartbreak, your silent prayers whispered in the dark, are still shimmering somewhere in the fabric of the universe, refusing to disappear. Close your eyes now, but not too tightly. Let them rest as if they were curtains drawn softly over the window of your mind. Breathe in slowly, as though you are inhaling the dust of forgotten days, and breathe out gently, as though you are releasing the weight of years you no longer need to carry. Tonight, we will not chase sleep. We will walk toward it, as one walks. Toward a fire in the distance on a cold night, step after step, letting the warmth grow until it surrounds us. Think of the first time you saw the ocean. Maybe you were a child, holding the hand of someone taller, feeling the salty wind touch your face like an old friend you did not yet know. The waves roared, the sand slipped beneath your toes, and for a moment you felt very small, yet very infinite. That memory did not end on the shore. It still rolls forward, like the tide, carried by the same universe that carries starlight. Somewhere your childlike awe is still unfolding, untouched by the erosion of years. Does that comfort you, knowing the past has not been erased, only carried further, like a message in a bottle drifting endlessly? Time bends when we remember. Sometimes the past feels closer than the present. The sound of a certain song pulls you instantly back to a night when the world felt wide and uncertain. The smell of rain on pavement can awaken the face of someone you thought you had forgotten. Memory is not invention, it is travel. When you remember, you are not merely recalling. You are stepping into a corridor that already exists, one built by your own footsteps long ago. Your past, even if invisible, has not vanished. It lingers, suspended like stars whose light takes years to reach us. Now, let us sit together by an imagined fire. The flames flicker gently, not to burn, but to warm. The firewood is not wood at all, but fragments of time, an old diary page, a photograph you never framed, a letter never sent. Watch them glow, but do not fear their fading, because even as the embers fall, the smoke rises into the sky, and smoke too travels, becoming part of the wind, part of the unseen. This fire does not destroy, it transforms. Perhaps time itself works this way. Perhaps nothing you lived has disappeared, it has only changed its form. Lay back, let the pillow carry the weight of your head. The body is a vessel, but tonight it is a vessel set gently upon the river of memory. You float, you do not row, you do not need to fight the current. Feel how the river carries you without effort. It knows where you must go. Maybe it takes you to a schoolyard, where you once sat beneath a tree, watching clouds shift like animals. Maybe it takes you to a quiet room, where you cried softly, hoping no one would hear, yet secretly longing for someone to notice. Each place is still alive in some distant corner of existence. The river flows, but it does not erase. The stars above are storytellers. Each one you see tonight is not what it is, but what it was. Their light has traveled years, centuries, to arrive at your eyes. If stars can do this, why not your moments? Why not your first "I love you"? Why not the day you were born, when the world exhaled your first cry like a candle's sudden flame? Somewhere, it is all still unfolding. Perhaps in the silence between your breaths tonight, you can hear the echo of those beginnings. Where does time go? That is the question that whispers itself into the fabric of sleep. Some say it is gone, like footprints washed away by the sea. But if you listen carefully, if you let your heart be still, you may sense that the footprints do not vanish. They are simply carried into the tide, drawn deeper into the ocean, where they become part of something larger, something endless. Your past is not lost. It is stored in the great archive of existence, written not in books, but in vibrations, in waves, in invisible traces that will outlive even stone. Let us drift now into one of those traces. Picture yourself standing in a field at dusk. The grass bends softly under the weight of a wind you cannot see. Above you, the sky holds both the dying light of day and the first quiet promise of night. You stand between them, a witness to the passing of time. And yet nothing has disappeared. The day does not vanish, it becomes memory. The night does not rush, it unfolds. Time is not subtraction, it is transformation. Do you feel how your body softens as you listen? The tension in your shoulders is not needed anymore. Let it dissolve like fog touched by sun. The tightness in your jaw, the furrows of your thoughts, they can loosen now because in this space, nothing is demanded of you. You do not need to solve the question of time. You only need to rest within it, as a leaf rests upon water. The leaf does not ask where the river ends. It simply allows itself to be carried. So too can you tonight. Your heartbeat slows, your breathing deepens. The world outside this story grows quieter, as though it too respects your need for rest. If the past is still traveling through space, then tonight it travels with you. The laughter of your childhood, the comfort of arms that once held you, the mistakes you regret, and the triumphs you cherish. They are all here, drifting beside you like companions on the same boat. Do not fear them. They do not come to haunt, only to remind you that you have been alive, deeply alive, and that aliveness never disappears. Perhaps tomorrow you will wake and wonder if time is cruel. But tonight, as sleep approaches, let yourself believe that time is generous. It does not erase you, it preserves you in ways you may never fully see. Every kiss, every goodbye, every sunrise, it all moves forward like light, scattering into eternity. And maybe, just maybe, when you close your eyes now, you will meet those scattered lights in dreams, walking among them as one walks through a field of stars. Rest now. Your past is still traveling, your present is already expanding, and your future waits like a quiet shore beyond the bend of the river. You do not need to arrive there yet. For now, it is enough to float, enough to breathe, enough to let the gentle question carry you. Where does time go? And does the past ever truly disappear? Sleep, and let the question stay unanswered. Sleep, and let the river carry you. Sleep, and know, nothing is ever lost. There is something quiet about the hours before sleep, a silence that seems deeper than any found in the day. It is in this silence that time reveals its softer side, not the measured ticks of a clock, not the deadlines and alarms, but the invisible thread that ties you to every version of yourself you have ever been. Tonight, as you drift further into the slow rhythm of rest, imagine that thread stretching backward, not as a fragile line, but as a luminous path of starlight. Each fragment of your past is a constellation. Some shine brighter than others, but all remain suspended in the sky of your existence, waiting for you to look up. Think of your first home. Not the bricks, not the furniture, but the feeling of it. The particular way the walls seemed taller when you were small, the corners that felt mysterious, the window through which you first watched rain streak across glass. That home has not disappeared. It lingers, imprinted on the architecture of your mind, and perhaps in some way science cannot yet measure, it exists still, traveling outward like an echo carried into the cosmos. If starlight takes years to arrive, why not the glow of a kitchen lamp where your mother once stood, slicing bread as the evening grew quiet? Now breathe deeply, as though inhaling the scent of that bread again, warm and alive, filling the air of memory. As you exhale, release the idea that the past has been stolen. Nothing was stolen. It simply moved like a river moves water downstream. You may not see it anymore, but it is not gone. It has only continued. Picture yourself on a train. Outside the window, landscapes roll by, fields, rivers, towns you will never name. The scenery slips into distance, and soon it seems gone. Yet, if you could rise above the train, you would see that nothing vanished. It still exists, only farther away, still vibrant, still alive. The past is like that. We mistake distance for disappearance, but in truth, every station remains, every landscape endures. You simply move forward. Where does time go? It goes everywhere. It spills into every particle of the universe. The words you spoke in anger, the laughter you shared on a balcony, the secrets whispered in the dark, all of them ripple outward like waves. They may weaken, but they never dissolve. Sound becomes vibration, memory becomes imprint, and even silence carries residue. Your life is not a line drawn once and erased. It is a chorus that continues, even when you stop listening. Let yourself feel the gentleness of this. You are not broken into fragments. You are not scattered irretrievably. You are a traveler with a trail of light behind you, and that trail is not something to grieve. It is proof that you have been here, that you are still here in ways beyond your knowing. The day you thought forgotten, the embrace you thought lost, the hope you thought dead, they live somewhere in the unmeasured fabric of time. As you lie down, let your body become heavy, not with sorrow, but with release. The bed beneath you holds you as though it knows you are tired of carrying so much. The earth itself pulls you closer, inviting you to rest in its gravity, as you have rested since the day you were born. Listen to your breath. It is not hurried, not strained. It is steady, like the turning of the earth itself. With every breath, you are part of something larger, something timeless. Now imagine walking through a library. But this library is not filled with books. It is filled with your days. Each shelf holds scenes from your life. The first time you wrote your name, the day you learned how to ride a bicycle, the night you could not sleep because your heart was too full. None of the shelves are empty. None of the books are burned. They remain dustless, waiting. If you could open them, you would see that every page is still written and every word still matters. The library is infinite, and so is your past. You may wonder, if the past still exists, why can't we return to it? Why can't we step back through the door and hold again what slipped away? Perhaps the answer is this. Time is kind, but it is also wise. It does not allow you to live backward, because to live backward would mean never learning, never unfolding, never becoming. The past exists, but not to be relived. It exists to be remembered, to remind you of your own continuity. The stars again appear above you in this night of thought. They blink, they shimmer, but they do not rush. Light takes its time, and so do you. As you stare into the imagined sky, let yourself be soothed by the certainty that your own life radiates outward. In the same way, somewhere, someone could be watching the light of your past, just as you watch the light of ancient stars. Your eyelids grow heavier, your body softens deeper into the mattress. Sleep comes closer, like a tide rising gently, not to drown, but to carry. Do not resist. The questions can remain open. You do not need to answer them. The universe itself does not hurry to answer, and yet it continues quietly, endlessly. If you listen now, beneath the silence, you may hear it, the faint hum of time itself, like a lullaby too vast for words. It hums with your beginnings, your middles, your losses, and your loves. It hums with the story of you, a story that does not end. So rest and let the hum carry you. Rest and know the past does not disappear. It simply travels farther, until one day perhaps it becomes a star. Sleep now, child of time. Tomorrow will come, but tonight is yours. There is a rhythm to the universe that your heart already knows. It beats in the waves that pull against the shore, in the rise and fall of the moon, in the turning of seasons that return without ever truly repeating themselves. Tonight, as sleep draws closer, let yourself hear that rhythm, not as something outside of you, but as something within. For you too are made of cycles, you too are made of returns, and even if you believe that moments vanish, I will tell you now, they do not. They return in silence, in echoes, in the softest corners of your dreams. Consider a childhood afternoon, the kind of day that was so ordinary you never thought it would stay with you. The hum of cicadas, the weight of heat pressing through the air, the shade of a tree that held you longer than you realized. You thought it slipped away, yet here it is again, rising within you now, the memory not called by force, but arriving gently, as though it too had been traveling all this time to meet you here tonight. What if every ordinary moment you ever lived is still unfolding, just beyond the veil of what you call now? Breathe deeply and notice how your body responds. The air enters, cool, carrying with it fragments of the unseen past, and as you exhale, you let go, not to forget, but to release the illusion that forgetting is possible. For nothing is forgotten, not truly, it only changes shape. A voice becomes silence, a presence becomes absence, a day becomes memory, but each still exists. Like water, evaporating into the sky, it is no less real simply because it is invisible. Imagine, now that you are standing in an endless hallway, each door along the corridor opens to a moment of your life. Some doors glow softly, others remain dark until you step near them. Behind one, you hear the laughter of friends from long ago. Behind another, you hear the crackle of a winter fire from a house that no longer belongs to you. Behind another, you hear the quiet weeping of your younger self, who still waits to be understood. This hallway is infinite because time is infinite. You walk not to revisit, but to recognize. Every door is still there, whether or not you open it. You ask, where does time go? And I answer, it does not go. It expands. It stretches outward like light, like ripples on water, like the widening rings of a bell that was struck long ago but still resonates. You are that bell. Your life is that sound. It carries farther than you can measure. The stars are our greatest teachers of this. Look at them, though not with your eyes now, but with the imagination that holds the night sky within. Each one is a story of distance. Some of the stars you see are already gone, their bodies collapsed, their fire extinguished, yet their light still travels, still arrives, still warms your eyes as if they were alive. So too with the people you loved, with the places you once walked, with the versions of yourself you think are lost. Their light is not gone, it is still traveling. It may reach you again when you least expect it. And what of dreams? Dreams are perhaps the bridge between times. In dreams, you meet those who left. You walk in houses long torn down. You speak with voices long silenced. You awaken and tell yourself, it was only imagination, but what if it was not? What if, while you slept, you touched those lights still traveling, those echoes still alive? What if every dream is proof that the past has not disappeared, only shifted its form to reach you in another way? Let your breath slow now. Let your hands soften. Your body is not just tired, it is wise. It knows that to rest is to align itself with the great rhythm of the universe. To rest is to trust that you do not need to hold time in your grip. You cannot hold it, and you do not need to. Time carries you even as you surrender. Picture a night train gliding across dark fields. Inside, Passengers sleep, unaware of the motion. The train moves regardless. You are one of them, carried forward not by your own effort, but by something greater. You do not see the tracks, but they are there. You do not see the stations, but they exist. So too with your life. You are being carried forward, even as you rest, even as you sleep. Time is not something you must conquer. It is something that cradles you. Your eyes grow heavier still. Outside this imagined train, the world is hushed, fields bending under moonlight, rivers glimmering faintly as though stitched with silver. Inside, you are safe. You are not late. You are not behind. You are exactly where you must be, and the past you fear losing is not lost. It is part of the same journey. Listen, the rhythm of wheels on tracks becomes the rhythm of your breath. The sway of the carriage becomes the sway of your heart. The silence becomes your companion, and in this silence, you understand that the past is not something you leave behind. It is something that travels with you, reshaped, reframed, but never gone. If you could see yourself now, you would see a constellation. Every version of you, child, dreamer, wanderer, lover, mourner, each is a star, and together they form a sky that belongs only to you. None of those stars disappear. They shine, even when you close your eyes, especially when you close your eyes. So let them shine. Let them comfort you as you fall deeper into rest. Time is not erasure. Time is not cruelty. Time is the keeper of all things, holding them until you are ready to meet them again. Perhaps in dreams, perhaps in silence, perhaps in the warmth of memory that returns without warning. Rest now. The past is still traveling. The future is not rushing. And the present, this moment between waking and sleep, is infinite. Close your eyes and let the infinite hold you. Close your eyes and let the question dissolve into the hum of the universe. Close your eyes and know the past has not disappeared. It glows, quietly, forever, in the fabric of space. Sleep, and let it carry you. Sleep, and let the rhythm of time become your lullaby. Sleep, and be at peace. The night grows deeper, and with it, a silence that feels almost alive. It is in this silence that you begin to hear what you could not during the noise of the day, the soft language of time. Time does not always speak in minutes and hours. Sometimes it speaks in sensations, like the way a certain perfume can summon an entire decade, or the way a forgotten melody can bring tears before you even know why. In these moments, you realize something astonishing. The past is not gone. It waits, hidden in corners, ready to unfold when called by the simplest of triggers. Close your eyes and imagine walking barefoot across a meadow at dawn. The grass is damp with dew, and each drop sparkles like a star fallen from the night sky. With each step, the meadow awakens, birds lifting into the pale air, the world shifting from dream into day. You walk slowly, carefully, and as you do, you feel an odd certainty. You have walked here before. Maybe in childhood, maybe in a dream, maybe in some other time your conscious mind cannot recall. And yet the sensation is familiar. This is how time reveals itself, through déjà vu, through echoes, through gentle reminders that every step you take is stitched to countless others. The question returns, where does time go? Tonight, perhaps you can see the answer more clearly. Time goes nowhere. It gathers. It layers itself like rings within a tree, holding each season, each drought, each bloom. If you cut open your own memory, you would see the same layers. Childhood summers, first loves, nights of loneliness, mornings of laughter, all of them stacked, none erased. You are not moving away from your past. You are carrying it, ring upon ring, deeper and deeper within. Think of a photograph you have seen many times. At first, you recognize the faces, the clothing, the background. But look longer, and you begin to notice new things. The way someone's hand rested lightly on another's shoulder, the small crease of laughter at the corner of an eye, the shadow of an object in the corner that you had never noticed. The photograph has not changed, yet it keeps revealing itself. The past is like that photograph. It contains more than you can ever fully see at once. With each return, it tells you something new. Now, as you settle further into your pillow, let yourself become the photograph. Imagine your own life, captured not in one image, but in thousands, millions, all layered upon one another. To you, it feels like time has passed, but in truth, every frame still exists, preserved in the film of the universe. And maybe sleep itself is the darkroom where those frames are developed, one by one, each dream a revelation of a moment you thought forgotten. Listen to your breath again. Notice how it flows without effort, how it rises and falls like the tide. Breath is proof of continuity. You inhale air that has traveled through centuries, that once filled the lungs of others who lived before you, that will one day fill the lungs of those who come after. Nothing is wasted. Nothing disappears. Even the air remembers. You may wonder why memory sometimes hurts, why the past can return not only as comfort but as ache. Perhaps it is because memory is alive. It does not return as a ghost, but as a living thing, demanding to be acknowledged. Pain is not proof that the past is gone. It is proof that it is still here, still part of you, still traveling through the corridors of who you are. The ache is not punishment. It is presence. And what of joy? Joy too lingers. Joy does not vanish into emptiness. It folds itself into your being, waiting for the moment it can resurface, when a laugh escapes you unexpectedly, or when sunlight on your skin feels like a reunion. The joy of years ago is not gone. It is recycled endlessly, like water that evaporates, rises and returns as rain. Imagine for a moment sitting by an ancient river. The water rushes forward, yet if you dip your hand into it, you feel the same coolness, the same essence as those who dipped their hands centuries ago. The river changes and yet remains. So too with time. Each moment flows on, but the current is eternal. You are part of it, as were those before you, as will be those after. Your body grows heavier, surrendering more fully to rest. Your mind grows lighter, unburdened by the need to hold on. Trust now in the river. Trust that it carries not only you, but every version of you, every memory, every heartbeat. Even as you drift into sleep, the river flows, carrying your consciousness, gently, safely, into the quiet landscapes of dreams. And what landscapes will you find there? Perhaps a house long demolished, standing again in perfect detail. Perhaps a conversation unfinished, completed at last in silence. Perhaps a face you have missed, appearing not as memory, but as presence. Dreams are not lies. They are visitations. They are windows into the places where the past still travels. The night outside continues. Stars shift, though you cannot see them. The earth spins, though you cannot feel it. Time moves, though not in the way you fear. It does not abandon you. It carries you gently, faithfully, like a parent carrying a sleeping child. You need not worry where it goes. You need only trust that you are never lost within it. So rest now. The meadow waits for you. The river sings for you. The stars glow for you. Time holds you, and nothing is gone. Sleep, traveler. Tomorrow is another. Ring in the tree, another ripple in the river, another light in the endless sky. But tonight, you are safe in the cradle of all that has ever been. The night has its own kind of memory. It remembers every whisper you have ever given to it, every restless turning on a pillow, every quiet tear shed when no one else could see. The night is not empty. It is an archive. And as you lie here, eyes softening, body loosening, you are being invited into that archive. Not to relive, not to suffer, but to recognize that nothing you have been has vanished. It waits in the folds of time, patient, eternal. Think of a candle. You light it once, and it burns, casting its glow across the room. You may blow it out. You may even forget it. But the light it gave is already woven into the fabric of space. Every photon traveled outward, bouncing endlessly, imprinting itself on reality. That small flame is gone from your sight, but its story continues. You are like that flame. Each word you spoke, each kindness you offered, each mistake you made, they move outward forever, never destroyed, only carried beyond the reach of your eyes. As you listen to this, notice how your breath matches the rhythm of thought. Inhale the arrival of memory. Exhale the release of fear. Inhale the recognition that you are part of something larger. Exhale the trust that you are safe within it. This rhythm is not forced, it is natural. It belongs to you the way tides belong to the moon. Now imagine a field of clocks, not ticking in unison, not measuring hours, but each one holding a different memory. You walk among them. One clock shows you as a child, spinning in a circle beneath the sun. Another shows you sitting alone, staring out of a window on a rainy day. Another shows you holding someone's hand for the first time, your pulse racing with both excitement and fear. None of the clocks are broken. None of them are erased. They keep their time faithfully, even if you do not look at them. This is how your past exists, always present, always alive, even if you do not check the hour. Does the past disappear? No. It changes shape. It hides itself in scents, in sounds, in the texture of familiar places. Have you ever returned to a street you once knew and felt a rush of recognition, as though the pavement itself remembered you? The walls of buildings hold echoes. Trees hold shadows of laughter. The air itself seems to lean closer, as though whispering, "I remember." You think it is only you recalling, but perhaps it is the world recalling you. Lay back now. Let the weight of your body sink deeper into the bed. Imagine that the mattress is not fabric and springs, but the hands of time itself, holding you gently, carrying you through centuries of existence. You are safe here. You are carried. You are remembered. Picture a library again, but this time not built of wood and stone. This library is made of light. Each beam is a story, each shimmer is a day, each sparkle is a second once lived. You walk inside and realize you're both the reader and the author. Every shelf glows with pieces of you, and though you cannot open every volume tonight, you know they are safe, preserved forever in this strange and infinite library. Sometimes you may fear that time steals from you, that years take away your youth, your innocence, your opportunities. But what if time is not a thief? What if time is a gardener? It plants moments into the soil of existence. You may not see them sprout again, but underground they grow, spreading, roots, becoming part of something you cannot yet perceive. When you laugh years later at something simple, when you feel peace for no reason at all, perhaps that is the flower of a seed planted long ago. Nothing lost, everything transformed. And what of those you have loved and lost? They too are not erased. Their voices still vibrate in the air. Their touch still lingers in memory. Their presence still travels in the unseen. When you dream of them, it is not illusion. It is reunion. A brief crossing of paths on the great highway of time. Do not dismiss it as fantasy. Accept it as proof that love, once created, cannot be destroyed. It continues always in some form, somewhere. Your eyelids grow heavy now. Sleep approaches, not as an enemy, but as a companion. You do not need to resist. You do not need to understand. Rest is enough. The universe continues its quiet work, whether you grasp it or not. The stars burn, the earth turns, your past travels, your future waits, and you, in this moment, are safe. Listen to the quiet hum around you, the faint sound of existence itself. It is a lullaby, ancient and endless. It carries the song of your beginnings, the song of your journeys, the song of your becoming. Each note is a memory, each rhythm a heartbeat. You do not have to know the melody. You only have to let it soothe you. Sleep now. Let the clocks continue to turn without you. Let the river flow, the stars burn, the garden grow. Nothing is lost. Everything remains. Your past is still traveling through space, and tonight it carries you with it, gently, tenderly, into dreams. There is a moment, just before sleep, when the edges of the world begin to blur. Thoughts loosen their grip, faces become softer, and the boundaries between now and then dissolve. It is in this moment that you begin to understand. The past has never truly left you. It is not behind you like a road abandoned. It moves beside you, just invisible, like a shadow cast by a candle you forgot was still burning. Tonight, as you sink deeper into rest, imagine yourself walking through a forest. The path is narrow, but it is not frightening. The air is cool, carrying the smell of pine and damp earth. As you walk, you notice something strange. On every tree trunk, faint carvings glow like constellations. At first they look like patterns, but soon you recognize them. They are moments from your life. One tree shows the first time you laughed, so hard you cried. Another holds the image of a face you once kissed. Another carries the outline of a loss you thought you buried. The forest is endless, and each tree remembers you. Time itself has written your story into every living thing. Breathe deeply, as though inhaling the quiet of that forest. Feel how the air fills your lungs, then releases. Each breath is a thread, connecting you not only to the present, but to all the breaths that came before. Do you realize that the air you breathe tonight is ancient, that it once touched oceans, mountains, even the lungs of those who lived long before you? You are never apart from history. You are part of its endless circulation. Where does time go? It does not vanish. It gathers like fog, spreading thin but always present. You may not see it until the light catches it, but it is there, waiting. The memories you think are gone are like that fog, silent, invisible, but surrounding you still. When the right light shines, through a song, a scent, a chance encounter, they appear again, rolling back in as if they had never left. Imagine lying in a boat now, drifting on calm waters at night. Above you, stars stretch in every direction. Each star is a memory. Some shine brightly, others are faint, but all exist. The boat carries you forward, yet as you look up, you realize you are surrounded not by darkness but by your own constellation. Every version of yourself is still glowing somewhere in that vast sky. The child who believed in magic, the teenager who longed to be understood, the adult who still wonders if they are enough. None of them disappeared. They shine, patiently, even when you forget to look up. Let your body soften with this realization. The tension in your shoulders, the tightness in your chest, release them now. Time is not pressing down on you. It is carrying you like water carries a leaf. You do not need to fight. You do not need to control. You only need to float. Do you remember the sound of rain on a roof? The way it could lull you into calm, its rhythm steady, unhurried. That rhythm still exists, not only in weather, but in memory. When you hear rain now, you are hearing not only this rain, but every rain you have ever known. Time folds itself like that, layer upon layer, sound upon sound, nothing erased, only layered. And what of silence? Silence, too, is memory. The silence of a room after someone leaves, the silence of a night when you could not sleep, the silence of a sunrise you watched alone. These silences are not empty. They are filled with the echoes of what came before. They wait for you in dreams, reminding you that even absence is a kind of presence. As you drift closer to sleep, imagine standing before a mirror. But this mirror does not show your current face. It shifts, showing you at different ages, different moments. You see your younger self smiling with hope. You see an older self, not yet lived, looking at you with calm eyes. The mirror is not bound by time. It reflects every possibility, every layer, every moment still traveling, and you, standing there, realize you are all of them at once. Your eyelids are heavy now. The world outside grows softer, dimmer. Let yourself surrender. You are not losing consciousness. You are entering a deeper consciousness, one that understands time not as a line, but as a circle. In this circle, nothing is lost. Everything returns. Picture a lantern being lit in the dark. The glow spreads outward, farther than you can follow. Long after the flame is gone, its light is still moving, still touching places unseen. Your life is like that lantern. Every word, every gesture, every moment continues beyond you, and perhaps one day someone will feel its glow without ever knowing it came from you. Rest in this thought. Rest in the certainty that your existence does not vanish. Rest in the comfort that you are part of an unending story. The forest holds you, the boat carries you, the stars remember you. Time itself rocks you gently toward dreams. Sleep now. The past is still traveling. The present is enough. And the future is waiting, quietly, patiently, like a horizon you will reach without even trying. There is a tenderness in remembering that you may not always notice. Often you think of the past as heavy, as something you carry on your back. But tonight I want you to see it differently. Memory is not a burden. It is a gentle companion that walks quietly beside you, even when you do not turn your head to look. And as you prepare for rest, allow yourself to feel how close that companion really is, how loyal, how patient. Close your eyes and picture a small lantern in your hand. Its flame is soft, not harsh, and the light it gives reveals a path that winds into the dark. You walk slowly, carefully, guided not by urgency, but by trust. With each step, you realize the path is lined with figures, versions of yourself at different ages, standing quietly watching you. Some smile, some look curious, some look tired. They do not vanish when you pass them. They remain, lit gently by the lantern, as if reminding you, we are still here. You are not only who you are now, you are all of us. Where does time go? Look into the eyes of those selves, and you will know. It does not disappear. It becomes part of a circle where beginnings and endings are only illusions. The child you were still breathes somewhere. The dreams you carried still whisper. The choices you made still ripple outward like stones cast into water. Breathe deeply now. Feel your chest rise. Feel it fall. With each breath, you are connected to every breath that came before. The sighs of childhood naps, the sharp gasps of surprise, the slow exhale of grief, the laughter that stole your breath for a moment. All of it is within you, all of it still moving. Breath is memory disguised as air. Imagine for a moment that you are lying beneath a night sky so vast it almost frightens you. But instead of stars, the sky is filled with windows. Each window opens onto a scene from your life. Some you recognize instantly. Others surprise you, small moments you thought were too insignificant to remember. The way sunlight once hit a wall in your room, the pattern of cracks on a sidewalk you used to walk, the sound of a kettle boiling in a kitchen long gone. Yet here they are, glowing above you, refusing to disappear. Time has kept them safe, waiting for you to look up. Do you feel how your body grows heavier now? The bed beneath you is no longer only a bed. It is a vessel carrying you through these constellations of memory. You do not need to row. You do not need to steer. You are carried as gently as a leaf upon water. And what of those you have loved? Those whose voices you no longer hear in the present? They too have windows in this sky. They too remain. Perhaps in the way your heart warms unexpectedly when you think of them. Perhaps in the way a dream brings them back without effort. Their light has not vanished. It travels still, reaching you even now, reminding you that love, once born, cannot be destroyed. Now picture yourself in a quiet room. There are shelves upon shelves, not of books, but of hourglasses. Each one is filled with glowing sand, and each grain of sand is a moment from your life. You pick one up and tilt it gently. The sand falls, and as it does, you see it clearly. The first steps you ever took, the first word you ever spoke, the first fear you ever conquered. The sand does not vanish. It only moves from one chamber to another. Time is like this hourglass. It does not erase. It transforms. Let your hands unclench. Let your jaw loosen. Notice how your body trusts the bed more with every passing minute, how it releases its weight without resistance. This is what time wants for you. Not struggle, not fear, but surrender. Not the surrender of defeat, but the surrender of peace. Where does time go? Into you. Into every cell, every heartbeat, every breath. The years you lived are not behind you. They are layered within you, like rings of a tree. That is why sometimes, without warning, you feel something stir, a sudden rush of youth, a sudden pang of longing, a sudden spark of joy. It is not random. It is time reminding you that you are made of all you have ever been. The night grows deeper. Outside, the stars continue their patient journey, their light still traveling from places you will never see. You, too, are like those stars. Your past is still traveling, still shining, even when you believe it is gone. Someone, somewhere, perhaps in memory, perhaps in dreams, still sees your light. Rest in this truth. Let it cradle you. Let it ease the worries that today placed on your shoulders. You are not vanishing. You are expanding. You are not forgotten. You are remembered in ways beyond your knowing. Sleep now, traveler. Tomorrow can wait. Tonight is enough. Tonight you are safe in the company of every version of yourself, every love you have known, every silence that has held you. Time carries them all, and time carries you. The night is long, but it is not empty. It is filled with echoes, with soft traces of all that has been. You may think the day has ended, that what was lived has vanished into silence. But the truth is gentler. Every moment of today is already on its way outward, joining the constellation of your past that still travels through space. Nothing is lost, nothing is erased. The night simply gathers it, folding it carefully into the fabric of memory, storing it for the times when you will need it again. Imagine lying in a wide meadow under the open sky. Above you, thousands of stars glow, but tonight they feel closer than usual, almost as though they lean down to listen to your breath. You realize as you look at them that their light is not the present, it is the past, arriving late but arriving nonetheless. Each one carries a story of what once was, and yet here it is, alive in your sight. The same is true of you, the person. You were at 5 years old, at 15, at 30. They are all still glowing somewhere, and sometimes, when the air is still enough, you can feel their warmth again. Take a slow breath in. Let your lungs fill with that idea. And as you exhale, let the weight of the day release, like dust settling back to the earth. Notice how your body softens as you let go. Your shoulders no longer need to hold the world. Your hands no longer need to grasp. The earth holds you. The night surrounds you. You are safe in its keeping. Now picture a small river flowing beside that meadow. The water is clear, and as you look closer, you see that it carries images. Each ripple reveals something from your life. A laugh you shared years ago, a book you once loved, a place you left behind. They float past you, shimmering, never stopping, but never gone. You cannot step into the same water twice, but you can. Watch it flow forever, knowing that every drop remembers where it has been. Time is this river. It carries you, and it carries everything you have ever lived. Where does time go? It does not go anywhere. It expands, like the rings of water when a stone is dropped into a pond. You are the stone. Every action, every word, every thought ripples outward endlessly. Even when you think it has faded, it continues, moving into places you cannot see. Your past is still traveling, not only through your own memory, but through the lives you have touched, the air you have breathed, the world you have walked upon. Let yourself feel the gentleness of that truth. It means you are never truly gone from any moment you have lived. Somewhere, in the vibrations of the universe, you are still there, laughing, crying, hoping, waiting. Time does not destroy. It preserves quietly, patiently, until the memory rises again, often when you need it most. Now, as your eyes grow heavier, imagine a great hall with walls made of glass. Behind each panel of glass is a scene from your life. Some are joyful, filled with light. Others are tender, marked by sorrow. Some are so ordinary you almost overlook them. Tying your shoes before school, sipping tea at a quiet table, looking out a bus window on a rainy afternoon. But as you walk slowly through this hall, you realize that none of them are meaningless. Every one of them glows with its own kind of importance. Every one of them belongs. Time has kept them all, refusing to let them disappear. You stop before one panel. You press your hand against the glass. The scene on the other side stirs. It is not gone. It is not untouchable. It is still traveling, still alive. Perhaps you cannot step inside, but you can feel its warmth, as though touching the reflection of sunlight on water. This is how memory works. This is how time holds you. Breathe again, slowly in, slowly out. Let the rhythm steady you. You are not racing time. You are moving with it, like a leaf in the current, like a star in its orbit. You are not late. You are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be. And what of the future? It waits, yes, but not impatiently. It does not rush you. It simply opens its arms, knowing you will arrive when it is time. The future is not separate from the past. It is woven from the same thread, stretching infinitely in both directions. You are part of that thread, luminous and unbroken. The night deepens. Your body is heavier now, your mind softer. Let the questions fade. You do not need answers tonight. You need only rest. Trust that time keeps everything for you, that nothing slips away into nothingness. The laughter remains, the tears remain, the silence remains, the love remains. As you drift towards sleep, imagine yourself surrounded by all these echoes like gentle companions. They do not weigh you down. They do not demand anything of you. They simply surround you with quiet assurance. We are still here. We always will be. Sleep then. Sleep knowing your past is still traveling. Sleep knowing your story is not lost. Sleep knowing that in the great expanse of time, every part of you still shines. The deeper the night becomes, the more time begins to feel different. During the day, it feels sharp, measured, a constant ticking that pushes you forward. But in the quiet of the night, when the world softens and the weight of expectation falls away, time stretches. It bends. It feels less like a line and more like a horizon. You are no longer running from it. You are floating within it. Close your eyes and picture yourself walking along a shoreline at dusk. The ocean spreads before you, endless and dark, yet calm. Each wave that rolls in carries with it fragments of your own history. One wave carries the sound of your childhood laughter. Another holds the memory of a voice you once loved hearing. Another holds the silence of a moment when you felt completely alone. The waves never stop. They do not erase one another. They simply arrive, each carrying its piece of the story. You stand there, toes in the sand, and you realize the ocean is time itself. It does not destroy, it delivers. Take a breath now. Feel the air moving in and out, steady and unhurried. Imagine that breath is the tide moving through you. Every inhale gathers the past. Every exhale releases it into the sea. You are both the shore and the water. You are both the moment and the memory. Where does time go? Perhaps it does not go anywhere at all. Perhaps it stays, layered in ways we cannot perceive, waiting for moments of stillness to reveal itself. Think of how a scent can suddenly carry you back years, or how a song can reopen a door you thought was sealed forever. The past is not buried. It is folded, like a letter kept safe in a pocket. You do not see it until you reach for it. But it was always there. Imagine now that you are sitting in an ancient observatory. The dome above you opens to the night sky, and a great telescope waits, pointing toward the stars. You look through it, expecting to see distant galaxies. But instead, the lens reveals moments of your life. Through one view, you see yourself as a child, wide-eyed and unbroken by the weight of years. Through another, you see yourself in a moment of sorrow, but also of great strength. Through another, you see yourself in a moment so ordinary you had forgotten it completely, a morning coffee, a passing smile, the sound of footsteps on a quiet street. These are your constellations. These are your galaxies. They did not disappear. They continue to shine, waiting for you to look closely enough to notice. Let your body sink further now. Notice how your muscles soften, how your breathing steadies. There is no need to hold on so tightly. Time is not slipping away from you. It is holding you. It always has. And what of regret? The moments you wish had gone differently, they, too, are part of the constellation. They travel still, but not to punish you. They travel to remind you that you are human, that you are growing, that you are alive. Regret is not a tombstone, it is a teacher. Even it glows faintly in the sky of your existence. Now picture yourself sitting on a train again. But this time, instead of landscapes outside, the windows reveal your memories. Some are bright, some are blurred, some are painful, but all are real. The train does not stop. It moves forward steadily, yet the windows remind you that forward does not mean forgetting. The scenery of your life remains, even as you move beyond it. You are not abandoning it, you are carrying it. The stars outside this imaginary train glimmer. They do not hurry, they do not fade. Their patience is endless, and so is time's patience with you. Whatever you have lived, whatever you still hope to live, it is all part of the same fabric. Nothing disappears from it. Your eyelids are heavier now. The world outside your room is quieter, fading into background hum. Let yourself trust this moment. Trust that even as you sleep, time continues to hold you, gently, faithfully. You are not a fleeting shadow. You are a constellation of every moment you have ever lived. You are a story still unfolding, each chapter still traveling outward, like starlight across the vastness of space. Sleep, then. Let the waves carry your memories. Let the train move steadily forward. Let the telescope of dreams show you the constellations of yourself. Nothing is lost. Everything remains. The deeper you go into the night, the more you begin to realize that time is not something outside of you. It is not only the ticking of clocks or the changing of calendars. Time lives inside you. It beats with your heart. It flows with your blood. It whispers with every breath you take. And just as your body remembers every scar and every healing, your spirit remembers every joy and every sorrow. Nothing has been erased. Imagine yourself in a vast cathedral. The ceiling rises high above, and when you whisper, your voice carries upward, echoing back to you in layers. Each echo sounds fainter, but it never fully disappears. That is how every word you've spoken lives on. It travels, bouncing from wall to wall of existence, losing sharpness but never vanishing. Somewhere the echoes of your laughter still move. Somewhere the echoes of your tears still ring. Take a slow breath now. Inhale deeply, as though you are inhaling the echoes of your own life. Exhale slowly, as though you are releasing them back into the vast cathedral of the universe. Feel how natural it is, this exchange, this continuity. Where does time go? It becomes sound. It becomes light. It becomes memory, stored in the folds of the world itself. Think of the way your skin remembers the warmth of the sun long after you've come inside, or the way your body can still recall the rhythm of a song you haven't heard in years. Time does not erase, it imprints. Now imagine walking through a garden at night. The flowers are closed, but each one glows faintly as though holding a secret light. As you move among them, you realize each flower is a memory. Some are vibrant, glowing gold. Others are dim, pale with distance. Some are tinged with sadness, but even those carry a kind of beauty. This is the garden of your life. Time has planted every seed, and though you cannot tend to every flower at once, none of them have been uprooted. They all remain, swaying gently. In the night air, you pause beside one glowing flower. It holds a memory you thought forgotten. The sound of a friend's voice on a quiet evening, the kind of conversation that seemed unimportant at the time, but now feels precious. The flower opens slightly as you linger, releasing fragrance, reminding you that even the smallest moments matter. They continue to bloom, whether you see them or not. Let your body grow heavier now. Feel how the mattress holds you, how gravity anchors you, how the night wraps you in its arms. You do not need to chase these memories. They will find you when you need them. That is the mercy of time. And what of the future? Often you worry about it, as though it were an empty place waiting to be filled. But perhaps the future is already here, layered within the present, unfolding one breath at a time. Perhaps tomorrow already carries your laughter, already holds your rest, already waits with arms open. Time is not a road you must run down. It is a path that comes to meet you, step by step without demand. Picture the stars above again. Their light travels for thousands of years before reaching your eyes. You are seeing the past tonight, but it feels like the present. This is the mystery of time. The boundary between what was and what is dissolves. Perhaps your own light travels this way. Perhaps somewhere far beyond your knowing, someone will one day feel the warmth of your existence, even if they never know your name. Breathe again, steady and slow. Notice how calm your body has become. The worries of the day have no weight here. The questions of tomorrow have no urgency. All that remains is the hum of existence, the quiet assurance that nothing disappears. As sleep approaches, imagine yourself as a star radiating outward. Your past is the light already traveling. Your present is the flame still burning. Your future is the glow that has not yet reached its destination. All three exist at once. All three are real. Rest in this truth. Rest in the kindness of time. Rest in the certainty that you are infinite in ways you cannot yet understand. Sleep now, traveler. Let the echoes carry you. Let the garden bloom around you. Let the stars remind you. Your past is still traveling. Your present is alive. Your future is already waiting. There is a strange peace in realizing that you are not only the person you are right now. You are also every person you have been, carried quietly within you. Each version of you still speaks, even if only in whispers. Tonight, as you drift further into rest, listen for them. They do not speak in words, but in feelings. The sudden rush of hope, the quiet pang of longing, the warm comfort of a memory that returns like a soft tide. These are not accidents. They are voices from your own past, still traveling, still alive. Imagine yourself standing in a circle of mirrors, but these mirrors do not reflect your current face. Each one shows you at a different time. One shows you as a child, messy-haired and wide-eyed. Another shows you as a teenager, uncertain yet burning with possibility. Another shows you in a moment of sorrow, your head bowed but unbroken. Another shows you in a moment of joy, so full it almost hurts to look at. You stand among them all, and you realize they are not gone. They remain. They are part of you. They are the constellation of your being. Breathe deeply now. Feel your chest rise and fall. Each breath is a bridge across time. The same rhythm that carried you through childhood carries you now. The same rhythm that will carry you into all your tomorrows beats steadily within. You're not separated from who you were. You are connected by every breath, every heartbeat, every step. Where does time go? Tonight, perhaps you can feel the answer more clearly. It does not vanish into nothingness. It pours itself into you, into your body, into your soul. Every scar you bear is proof of a past that still exists. Every smile line, every wrinkle, every softened glance is proof that time leaves traces, not voids. Now imagine walking through a great museum, but instead of paintings, the walls are covered with living scenes from your life. Each one moves, alive in its own frame. You see yourself running through rain as a child, laughing without restraint. You see yourself staring at the ceiling in the middle of a sleepless night, wondering what would come next. You see yourself hugging someone you miss deeply now. None of the scenes are frozen. They continue to move, as though time itself keeps replaying them. You walk through slowly, realizing that nothing is lost. Everything you have lived still breathes somewhere. Your body is heavier now, sinking deeper into the mattress. Notice how your muscles let go, one by one. You do not need to hold yourself up anymore. The earth holds you. Time holds you. And what of those moments you wish you could erase? They too remain, but they are not here to torment you. They are here to remind you of your strength, your growth, your capacity to endure. Even pain, once lived, becomes part of the light traveling outward. It cannot be undone, but it can be transformed. And perhaps that is the greatest mercy of time, not to erase, but to transform. The night outside is vast. Stars scatter across the sky, patient and unhurried. Some of them may have already died, yet their light still arrives. That is the lesson. The stars whisper, endings are not the same as disappearances. Just because something is no longer here does not mean it is gone. Its light still travels, its presence still lingers, its memory still glows. Breathe again, slower now. Let your body feel the rhythm of the universe, the steady pulse of something endless. You are part of that rhythm. You always have been. You always will be. As you move closer to sleep, imagine yourself floating in a vast ocean of stars. Each one is a memory, some bright, some faint, but all alive. You do not need to reach for them. They surround you, embracing you, reminding you that you are never truly alone. Your past is with you. Your future waits. Your present holds you gently in between. Rest in this truth. Rest in the kindness of time. Rest in the certainty that nothing disappears. Sleep now, traveler. Tomorrow is near, but tonight you are wrapped in the light of everything you have ever been. The end of a journey is never truly an end. It is only another beginning, folded quietly inside what came before. Tonight, as you arrive at the final chapter of this long drift through memory, let yourself feel how circular time really is. The questions that began with you, where does time go? Does the past disappear? Do not vanish with answers. They settle softly, like snow on a quiet street, covering everything with peace instead of urgency. Close your eyes. Imagine once more the river of time. You have floated along its waters through many landscapes, forests of memory, gardens of forgotten joys, oceans of starlight, and halls filled with echoes. Now the river slows. The current is gentler. You feel yourself being carried not toward a destination, but toward a realization. You were never moving away from anything. You were always carried within the same eternal stream, always surrounded by what you thought you had lost. Take a deep breath in. Let your lungs expand with that truth. Exhale and feel how your body loosens, how the weight you once believed you carried alone melts into the bed beneath you. You are lighter now, not because your past is gone, but because you understand it is safe, preserved, eternal. Where does time go? It goes into you. It goes into the lines on your skin, into the strength in your bones, into the rhythm of your breath. It goes into the memories that still make you smile unexpectedly, and even into the sorrows that return like gentle tides. Time does not abandon you. It gathers you. It keeps every version of you safe in its hands. Now picture yourself standing at the edge of a great field at dawn. The horizon is soft, the sky glowing with the first promise of light. Behind you are all the paths you have walked. Forests, rivers, cities, mountains, they do not fade into darkness. They remain illuminated faintly, proof that you have lived, that you have carried countless stories forward. Ahead of you lies a new path, not yet clear, but open and waiting. And above you, the stars still shine, their light arriving from centuries past, reminding you again that nothing is truly gone. As you step into the field, you realize you are not alone. Every version of yourself walks beside you. The child who believed in endless possibilities, the dreamer who stayed awake at night, restless for more, the broken self who thought they could not continue, the joyful self who danced without reason. All of them are here walking with you, not as ghosts but as companions. You are not one person, you are many, layered, infinite. Let your body sink deeper into stillness as you accept this. You are whole, even with all your fragments. You are complete, even with all your unfinished parts. Time has not erased you, it has built you, and what of love? It too travels with you. The voices of those who held you, the laughter of those who shared their days with you, the silence of those who left too soon, all of them remain. They do not vanish into the void. They continue, like light across the galaxy, reaching you. In dreams, in memories, in sudden feelings of warmth that arrive without explanation. Perhaps love is the one thing time cannot bend. It only carries it farther, scattering it like seeds across eternity. Now, as your breathing slows, imagine one final image. Above you, the night sky stretches wide. But tonight, it is different. Instead of stars, you see sparks, millions of sparks, each one a fragment of your past. They drift outward, glowing softly, traveling endlessly into space. And as you watch, you realize you too are glowing. You too are a spark that will travel beyond what you can see. The question comes one last time, where does time go? Does the past disappear? And the night answers, nowhere. Nothing is lost. Everything continues. Everything travels. Breathe this in. Let it soothe you. Let it carry you. Your eyelids are heavy. Your body is weightless. The day is gone, but not erased. Tomorrow is near, but not rushing. You rest here in the center of it all, in the embrace of every moment you have ever lived. Sleep now. Sleep knowing your past is still traveling, your present is enough, and your future is waiting, patient as the stars. And when you wake, you will know nothing has disappeared. Everything you are, everything you have been, everything you will be, it all glows forever in the fabric of time.